hello, and welcome to a Woman's Experience podcast. Welcome. I am so glad you guys joined. As you join in, please drop in the comments, hey Jay, hey. Make sure you share us out, whether you are watching from YouTube, whether you are watching from Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, no matter the location, share us out. Grab the link. We have an amazing guest tonight. I'm so excited to have Coach Britney on the line with us tonight to share. So be sure to share us out. It's going to be some very informative information that she is going to give us tonight. And if we are parents, we definitely may have some questions for her. So you want to make sure you tap in. I'm going to give you just a few more seconds to share us out before we add our amazing guest in tonight. She's ready. She's ready to share. She's ready to give you all the knowledge and then let you know what she do on a daily, regular basis. She's an amazing coach as well. So I'm excited that you get to meet her tonight. Someone already is saying hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Here we go. I don't want to keep holding her. I want to keep her away. I want to bring her in and let's get this conversation started. I am about to bring in our amazing teen choice coach, Britney Dent. She is going to join us tonight. She is a coach who deals with parenting topics. She deals with the preteen, she deals with the teen, she deals with the family and all these things. So you want to make sure you are tapped in tonight, Britney.
Hey.
What's up, Coach Britney? How are you?
I'm great, Coach Jay. How are you?
Hey, I'm here. I'm ready to go. I'm excited because I know you're going to give you some information. I got 6 kids and I still need to know.
Yeah, look, you need to be co-teaching this right here with me because I have 3, but we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what we can learn together.
So I started breaking rules. I was like, yo, whatever you said I should do, forget that. That ain't working with this.
And every one of them is different. Yeah,
absolutely. So I'm so glad you joined us tonight. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself before we dig in.
Okay. So I'm Britney, also known as the Teen Choice Coach. And so I help teenagers and parents of teenagers make the best choices. I help with academics, relationships, health a little bit as well. And so I love what I do. I have experience as a public school teacher for 10 years. And I got out of the classroom for a whole lot of reasons. And so the last 2 years, I've been the director of a nonprofit for middle school girls. And I love doing that. And I've been life coaching since 2017. I'm also an author. I will talk a little bit, of course, tonight about my book because it is called Parenting Redefined. So that is the topic, a little bit tonight as well. But it's a #1 bestseller. I published that in 2020. And so that is something that I am proud of and something that has been helpful for families. And then I have, my coaching program. I have group coaching, private coaching, all of that. And I have other awards and certificates, certifications, all the, letters and stuff that people care about. So, look it up and whatever you like to see, I have that knowledge, that education. But most importantly, I also am a parent. I have 3 kids of my own. So my stuff is real life. Like, I wrote about this. Let me try it. Oh, it worked. Okay, then let me add to it. And a lot of it from my classroom experience, teaching middle school and high school for 10 years. A lot of the experience comes from that, but I do have a degree in human development, family studies, and sociology from UNC Greensboro here in North Carolina.
Awesome. I love it. See, listen, y'all, she said she got all the things. So she got some weight. So when she comes with the info, make sure you know it didn't come from an opinion. It's come from educated background and then also firsthand. Okay.
Both are important. Yeah. The book sense and the real life, the street smarts from raising these kids and teaching these kids. Yeah.
I love it. Parenting topics. I love when you said you have experience as far as in the school system, public school system. So, and when you said I left for all the reasons, I get it because it is definitely different out here in the hallway streets when it comes to education. So, with that being said, how would you advise a parent who now has the preteen, the teens, whose school ain't like it used to be, or like it used to be? It's so much different. Um, so much different, and especially with social media, phones, all these different things. What would you suggest to a parent who has a child, middle school, high school?
Yeah. My first thing that comes to my mind is like pay attention. That's the first thing I want to share is like pay attention not only to just your child but the children around them, to the things they're watching, what they're listening to, even to their teachers. Things are different, like you said, and we can say different from like 10, 20 years ago, but even you think about 2.5 years ago, things are so different. Yes. So different. Yeah, I need to write another book, like more recent, but like since the pandemic, like things are different. But when you think about being a parent and things being different, even from when, maybe you grew up, I'm a millennial. So you can figure that out. But even the math is different. Like that's crazy. So I know just from personal experience, one thing I will add as I talk about academics, health, and relationships, with the academic piece as a parent, don't be afraid to get help. Like I remember growing up, I didn't really have a need per se for tutors. My dad was a math tutor. And math was my worst subject, and he tried to help me, and it still wasn't much help for me, but that was okay.
Yeah.
He did what he could, but I had tutors in college for geography and Spanish, and that was my real first experience with that, because growing up, it was like, oh, if you have a tutor, then you must be dumb or you can't, do your work. And so my children, my own, currently are in gifted program at their school, but they have math tutors because that math was hard for me then, and it's even crazier now. And so I'm like, okay, you have a math tutor because I'm not the one. And so even with that academic piece as a parent, like stuff is different. Like this Common Core math and how they learn is different. So don't be afraid to get help, a tutor for your child, no matter, if they're whatever spectrum they're on academically. And even thinking about the health piece, and you mentioned phones a little bit, like that health part I deal with sometimes is sleep and eating for children, and especially teenagers. It's not enough sleep. Where we live here in North Carolina, middle school starts way earlier than it should. I've already talked to pediatricians about it. Like we're working on it, but we can't change that right now. And so making sure your child is the lame kid that's going to bed at 9. Like, yep, lights off, phones in the bucket. Like, you got to get some sleep. And that's different from before. I know for me, I stayed up really late growing up, later than I should. And then the other piece about relationships, a lot of what's happening now is different parenting styles. I come from a lot of the quotes, like the traditional old Black family, seen and not heard, I'm a slap you in the mouth, like all of these things. And you need a little mixture of both. I don't know about the gentle parenting, but not so rough. Like I believe that times have changed and our children go through a lot and they have a lot of trauma from the past, and sometimes from us and sometimes from school. So finding that balance as well when you're dealing with school and understanding. And if you've heard me speak before, I've said this probably before, you got to sometimes check the teachers and the school staff as well. I was a teacher and I love my students and I tried my best to, be kind to them as much as possible. But I remember being in a school before and heard a teacher call her class a bunch of idiots. And I know that their parents probably don't know because these were fourth graders. So how was your day? Oh, fine. So making sure you're paying attention to the students, paying attention to the teachers, paying attention to your own child, what they're watching, what they're doing. Are they sleeping? What are they eating? Like I could go on and on, but I would pay attention to all of it. I put your nose in it. I have a little slide that I do sometimes when I speak, like put your nose all up in their business, so that you can protect them and help them and get to know, what's going on with them.
It's definitely different. It's definitely different. It's definitely like there is a wall, a barrier now. Like it's a clear barrier. You see your child, you know that they're moving about, you know they're going to school, but the barrier is the things that they go through during the day. And the barrier is what they're looking at on their phones, what they're looking at in iPads. Because, like in my area, I would say COVID affected the school system strongly in a major way. But then also, because I'm a little seasoned, I feel like the iPads, our kids have iPads in this area, and then there's no books. So I feel like that affected our kids in a major way because then there's complete access to this social media platform that if you are a parent like me who was trying to shield them from, I was the parent that said no BET, no MTV, growing up, like, no, you're not watching those things. But then it was like, here, come learn, type of thing. And then it did absolutely affect, like you said, the parent. They need a tutor because for a long time I was saying, where's your book? Why aren't you bringing home a book? You have books. At least bring home the book so I can look at the example.
They don't have a book.
So that I can help you. And they were just like, we don't got a book. And I'm
They
just
don't have a book.
how can I help you? And how you don't help yourself without a book? And they were just like, what do you mean? What is this thing called books?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have a textbook. One of the tutors for my my oldest daughter asked about, can I get which textbook should I go get to see how, I said, okay, I can send you all the links to all the websites because that's what they use, but they don't have a textbook at all. And even with that iPad thing, when I taught sixth grade, the school I taught at was like 1-to-1, had a Verizon grant, and every sixth grader was just given an iPad. And I caught several students looking at porn or even videotaping other students using the bathroom and share like all these different things with this device because like you have the whole world in your hands. And so that's part of like paying attention to what they're doing on there. And even when you think about younger children, sometimes you can have, depending on what you type in and search for, you can look at kids YouTube and then things come in. Like there are really, sick people in the world who have put things in there, sexual or violent or all of that, even onto kids YouTube. And so you're not paying attention because you're like, okay, I blocked this channel, I blocked these words, and no, it'll still come up. And so paying attention to it, to all of it is important.
Absolutely. And these are the topics that, we definitely want. So with us having to adjust, our children are having to adjust. Especially, I would give an example. I have a set of twins who, before COVID happened, they were 5th grade elementary.
Yeah.
By the time they went back into school, there was middle school, 7th grade.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here upset because I'm just like, I'm robbed of watching your 5th grade graduation. I am. And then, you're going into 6th grade. It's an adjustment from 6th grade to 7th grade. You're not going to be able to experience that, And so now I feel like it's some type of delay in their, their childhood. It was just and then not only them, I had a son graduate during COVID, had to walk, and I'm like, well, where did these 2 years go? How are you graduating and, type of thing. So it's not just an adjustment for us as parents trying to parent kids. And I don't want us to get stuck on like COVID, but it's the most realest present thing right now because pre-COVID, it was already real, but, quote unquote, post-COVID is like, what is going on? Like, I seriously, with some kids, it's just like, how is this child going to make it once they graduate?
Yeah.
Someone said that's the hardest part, having access to internet if your kids don't know how their friends are teaching them.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. There's so much. And that's part of, they're like paying attention, like I said, to the friends that they have. Because even the things you don't expose them to at home, then when they go to school
Mhm,
for all those hours, there's
mhm.
a kid that's been exposed to way more, that is sharing and showing all of these things. And yeah, we say, post pandemic or post COVID, but it's the impact is still there.
It
And so
is.
that transition is interesting, because I remember trying to prepare one of my children for like sixth grade. Like, I'm gonna buy you a lock, so you'll be, the one to know how to open your locker, and you get to change classes. And like, you didn't change class, you sat right here, in the sunroom, and you didn't have a locker. Like, you didn't get that experience. And so
Mhm.
it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see over the years, kind of what is the gap, even that kind of mental piece and that conversation, even for a child that graduated virtually and everybody rolled by, honked the horn, versus something else.
Yeah,
Like, how will they talk about that, 10, 20 years from
absolutely.
now? Mhm.
Absolutely. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, with that being said, how, we having to adjust with their parenting is a little different. It's a different space. The normal is no longer normal. How do you be proactive as a parent with your child? What does that look like, being proactive? I know before you was just like, be there, be present. But what other
Mhm.
things do you think a parent could do to be proactive?
Yeah. That's one of my favorite like words or things. So in my book, I have 4 strategies for like successfully parenting, your teen or your preteen. And one of them is being proactive. And so I mentioned in the beginning that I have a degree in human development and family studies. And so understanding, whether it's understanding from a life coach or a textbook or online link, if it's not a book, something, but understanding that there's some development that happens with the brain and the body for 12-year-old, 14-year-old, 16-year-old, 18-year-old, all of that. And so when you think about being proactive, even I spoke at a school in Argentina a couple years ago, and like, they have the same issues with the same age kids. So you think about how old your child is now. Well, this is what's going to be happening next, and whether it's academic or whether it's relationship piece or puberty, all of those things. It's like you staying a step ahead. And so one of the things I mentioned even in my book is finding somebody who is one step above. And so if you have a 14-year-old, find a friend that has a 15-year-old. If you have, a 17-year-old, find a friend who has a 19-year-old, so you can help understand how to navigate and have these people as part of your village. And so one of the ways of being proactive is understanding, even with the academic piece, like when your child gets to high school, they're probably going to have some kind of test, whether it's Regents test or whether it's ACT or SAT or PSAT or ASVAB, like all these things. And so how do you prepare your child for that? Because that's going to come, like for
Mhm,
everyone in that age. You're going to have driver's ed and their driving tests. Like, that's something that's going to happen. So how do you prepare for that?
right.
The same thing when you think about, being proactive in regards to like this sleep and the schedule and stuff. My family is super busy, and so it's making that schedule kind of like for the month and for the week. Like, people talk about meal prepping as a trend now, but like for some people that's a necessity. Prep your clothes, prep your meals, like get
Mhm,
ready for the week. Like, be proactive, because you have this activity on Tuesday and this activity on Thursday and all of these things. But it's surprising sometimes to me how many people, parents and families, don't plan, and they were, oh, we're supposed to be here Wednesday. Oh, you got this trip on
mhm.
Friday. Oh, this is due on Thursday. Like,
What
and it
date
teaches
is
you.
it?
And these projects, your project is due when? No, we're gonna be proactive. I need this posted on the fridge, posted on the command board, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm,
But be proactive and knowing what's coming up. And the same thing with the relationship piece. Like, they're gonna have attitude. All that's going, the hormones, they can't help it. It's like, how much attitude are you gonna take, and how are you gonna cope, and how do they need to calm themselves down when it happens? And the same thing, like, they're gonna want to date, they're going to be attracted to other people. Like, all of that is hormonal and normal development. So being
mhm.
proactive, knowing that this is what's coming, but also that hope that, okay, this is a phase, they're going to be out of the teenage years soon, and it's going to be different stress, but it'll
Mhm.
be something else. So yeah.
Yeah. But just like you said, knowing that it's going to be part. So if you're a parent who is stepping into this new season of parenting, and you've always had the baby who has been preteen, and it always was like, mom, mom, I, and then they're stepping into the um, middle school and is, I don't know, I just know I need, the language changes, but parents who are new to it may not know what these changes are. So what tips would you give to help them understand that this is just something that they're trying to get understanding of themselves, as long as as well as the parents? But before you answer that, someone says, not sure of what all schools are using, but Remind app has been awesome. Communication with the teacher. There's also an app to see kids' grades, also for parents. If you're in North Carolina, I know that's Power School.
Yes.
When it's working.
Yes. I got kicked out of Power School last week because they had an update, and it's been like 3 days. Like, I ain't been in there. So they know that when I get back logged in, them grades better be right. But yeah, so Remind, and wherever you are, so many. My one kid has Class Dojo or Remind app, all these things, but that's part of that proactive communication. And I do that kind of as a separate thing over the summer, like in videos and like group coaching with families to think about how do you introduce yourself to all of the teachers, like before there's even a problem or before there's even something to celebrate, like just doing that. And it's an unfortunate thing, but it's a reality. I'm just very honest, transparent person, and I taught for 10 years. It's imperative that you reach out to the teacher instead of waiting on them to reach out to you, because for a lot of reasons that I'm not naming that, my teacher burn book is a whole separate thing. Because in North Carolina, they just do teachers so wrong. So,
let me just add in between, because I mean, just based on they go through a whole lot in the course of the day. It's not just your child being in that room saying, yes, ma'am, sure, I'll do my work. It does not look like that. You have children who is asleep. You have children who is trying to be on their phone, doing whatever. You have children who is just sitting there thinking that they got forever. It's called, they give themselves a deadline for their assignment versus doing the deadline by the time that the teacher tells you to. And then, you have the issue with drugs is so bad in school these days. I want all the parents to know.
Yes.
Drugs is horrible in these schools.
Yes.
These days currently. So you're dealing with vaping, drugs, skipping, tardy, assign my own work, behaviors, and then you expecting the teacher, whenever something happens, immediately stop what she's doing or he is doing to call you when she got 10,000 things happening all at once.
No, it's not going to happen, but they will respond, and they'll have to respond.
Right.
They will respond, but they may not reach out even with the best intentions. I've had students setting trash cans on fire, jumping out of windows. So the teacher didn't have time to call all 64 to 164 parents, but they will respond if you reach out. So that's part of being proactive, communicating with the teacher. And then I saw something came up about, was it prepping?
It said, Brittany, you're so right about scheduling. I iron 5 sets of clothes for 4 boys and meal prep. And keep praying for me. Keep praying for me.
Okay. And I'm a praying person, but you a good one because I don't iron. I'm a millennial.
Throw it in the dryer with a wet cloth. How about that?
We do not iron. And I have one child who likes ironed clothes, so she irons them herself. So do what you want with that information. And it depends on the age. If they're too young to be ironing, and I had one that wore uniform. So yeah. Put it in the dryer.
Someone said, I got 5, put it in the dryer. That's it. Throw it in the dryer once I figured out. And y'all remember, I said I got 6 children. Once I figured out that I could wet that wash and put them clothes in that dryer and get them that's it. That's all. Someone said.
They laughing. I'm for real. Yeah. And that, no,
you're not gonna make time for that. So when you have situations like I spoke of, and situations like someone said, listen, when you have situations far as the parent perspective, teacher perspective, right? And you have the perspective of hormonal changes, you have the pandemic that's happening. How would you advise a parent how to stay in that positive space frustration is going to come. Definitely. What would you tell a parent how to be positive in all situations? Because
Yeah.
it can get really real. It can get really, really real. And I'm gonna say I am not a gentle parent. I'm not. What's they call it?
Gentle parents.
Gentle parenting. No, ma'am. My children know that if I start being gentle, watch
Something
out.
wrong.
Watch out. It's going down. Someone says I'm a married teacher and y'all don't get enough support for your management, kids, parents, etc.
Yeah, that's who we need to pray for as the teachers, and y'all support your child's teacher the best that you can, for sure, even an encouraging word. But so what was the question again? The advice for dealing with all of
this, with the frustrations, with all the things that we
talk positive.
About. What is the positive perspective that you can give a parent to keep them in a space of, hey, you ain't alone type, what positive can you give them? But let me go to this comment really fast. COVID gave be grace. A different respect for teachers. I give the props their pedestal. Teachers are the mama, daddy, custodian, cook, nurse, and being the teacher lend them grace. I said what I said.
Yes, please give them some grace because they're doing a lot. Yeah.
Grace. Thank you.
Yes. And that's part of that positivity too. You think about, and so like one of the chapters in my book talks about creating positivity, and I intentionally say it as created because there's a lot of negativity out there, and like it's easy to also respond negatively. Like the first thing because sometimes the first thing that comes to my mind and my mouth is not the right or best or appropriate thing, and so you have to intentionally create positivity, and it takes time. And so some of the things I do talk about in the book, even whether it's for teachers or for parents, whoever, is like, what does that visual environment look like? And so always having quotes or scriptures or nice pictures or things that like kid friendly, like we used to write on the mirrors for our students, and I have things for my children, like the little I don't know what they're called, but get it from Ross, like where you change the letters and put different quotes on the board and hang it by the door and stuff like that.
Board, I think that's what you're talking about,
like a marquee board or something with the letters. But that's part of that. Creating positivity is putting those encouraging words and quotes, saying those things. People call it affirmations now, which was newer to me as an adult. But like there's YouTube videos with kid affirmations. My playlist for my children and for the girls I work with during the day, all of that is positive music. Like you have to, and when you are listening to that, you still might kind of fly off the handle every now and then, but it reels you back in. You have a positive and calm mindset more often. But even though we're all like, we're never gonna all be on our best every time, but thinking about and I used to do a talk about a moment, and so you may have had a bad moment, but what is that overall experience for your children or all the teenagers in your life? Is it like you always rude and you always mean, or is it okay, she went off, this was why, but she cool, she loved me, like that kind of thing? And so being a positive person is, I would say, more like a consistent lifestyle, not a every experience type of thing, because life is real and hard, and things happen and may take you by surprise. But being able to think about the words you say, and then the things that your children or your teenagers might see, as well as thinking about the things that they hear, like the music and the songs and the things that you're listening to. I'll say when mine are not with me, it's everything: gospel, rap, country, trap, classical, whatever. But when they're with me, it's like all positive music, because I know they're gonna listen to other stuff with them kids at school on these iPads or whatever the case may be. And so that positive piece is something that you want to do as often as possible, until it's like a habit. It's really just a habit. What are you listening to? What are you saying? What are you decorating with? All of that.
Absolutely. So no matter what, just try to find some positive in it. Find the good in any situation, or create it.
Create it, because you might not find it, because there's a lot of negativity, a lot of craziness, but create it. And one of the things I think about, and I remember even my granddad would always say, like, there's always somebody doing better than you, but always somebody doing worse than you. So no matter what it is, and having just your own self, you can have problems, and then you add another person, whether it's a spouse or a child or somebody. There's a lot that goes on, but it also reminds me, what I think about often is the quote, I complain about having no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. And it's like, well,
yeah,
this is bad, but it could be worse. And so you want to have that perspective, like, I'm gonna look at the bright side, which is so cliche, but really, looking at the bright side, like things could be, and I say that like, how you doing? It could be better, but it could be worse. And so I'm rolling with the punches. I'm, positive in what is happening and grateful, like that gratitude. A lot of people are doing gratitude journals and, doing your gratitude in the mornings. And that's another tip I'll share, like a practical thing is, I read this book. Well, no, I listened to this book called The Miracle Morning with Hal Elrod. And so he has an app, which I'm not consistent on the app. So I just do the 6-minute Miracle Morning on YouTube. But you like journal, you say your affirmations, you visualize something positive, you exercise, which on the video is just 1 minute of jumping jacks, but whatever you want to do. And then you read something positive as well. And so that's something everybody could do. The 6-minute Miracle Morning on YouTube YouTube is free. You go look at it and do that. And it kind of sets the tone for the morning. And if you like me and you snooze too much, whatever, you could do it, in the afternoon, just 6 minutes.
Snoozer. I'm a snoozer for sure. I totally get it. Thank you for sharing that tip. Is there any other tips that you can share with us as parents? Because, and just for example, for me, I am a mother of 6. I have from 23 to 14 set of twins. And I definitely can say it's definitely different in each season that I went into. It didn't even look the same with each child. Each child, it was different as I entered in with them. So what tips can you share other than, I understand being a positive parent, be mindful, stay in a space, find the space or create the space. I appreciate that because it's really all about the mindset. And so with, say for example, me, my twins, right? We went from middle school, we're going from 8th grade, and now we're going into high school. And I see what happens at the high school. And I'll be honest, I'm quite nervous about it. Because the exposure for middle school is going to be 10 times a different level. And I know, next after that is an adulthood, and we have to prep. But how do one like me going from the twins going into, because I'm double dose going into high school, what advice would you give me for them?
Look, somebody else baby going to high school. I got one going to high school next year too. Yes. And so it's tough. And even kind of how, Coach Jay, you mentioned in the beginning about kind of like shielding our children from certain things. And so I think part of that, so the last thing in my book talks about develop a plan. And so what does that plan look like? And right now with my own child, we're in the process of that registration for classes, like that piece. And so it's like this, I'll give you some real practical strategies for, everybody listening. But one thing I did for my own children, and this is very time consuming, but I made a Facebook post in fact, before I did that, I did like an online career inventory of them. And you can get this on CFNC if you're in North Carolina, cfnc.org. If you live other places, you can just Google career assessment or career inventory or career interest inventory. And just have your child answer the questions to kind of see what type of careers that will fit them with their personality, not what you want them to do, not what they think they want to do, but what really fits, them. So that was the first thing I did. And then after that, it gave me like 10, 20 jobs, and I asked my child, okay, I read them off. Do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like, okay, have you heard of this? Because some jobs you haven't even heard of. And so we were able to kind of narrow it down. And so I just made a Facebook post like, okay, I'm looking for a forensic scientist and a lawyer and a veterinarian and a news reporter, like who y'all know, like, so we can, informational interview. And I think that's so important. And that's that proactive piece, because a lot of people do that 11th and 12th grade, but you should have already applied to college and already took your SAT and ACT by then. So this summer or this spring break or whatever the case may be, doing that, figuring out what they're interested in. And then like Facebook and YouTube is amazing. Like you can post that and somebody, like this 6 degrees of separation, somebody knows somebody that is in that field, and have them ask them, like, what's your favorite part? What's your least favorite part? What'd you have to do for this job? Like all of that. And they'll see like, maybe I don't want to do this, or like, oh yes, this is definitely what I, want to start out doing. So that's one thing I would say, like a practical strategy for parents, like being proactive before high school. So if you have somebody going to high school, that is one thing to do, is do that career inventory and then make a post. Who do you know? Have them get on Zoom. You don't even got to drive them all around now. Like get on Zoom and ask them what you like about your job, what you don't like, and kind of go from there with that piece. The other thing is reaching out to anything they want to do extracurricular activity wise. And honestly, a lot of these schools I found, they have like Instagram pages and remind apps for the particular thing. So softball or golf or tennis or basketball, whatever it is. But what I did, I took my one daughter's interested in being on the dance team at the high school. So I looked on the school's website, clicked on the dance team page, and they were having a showcase where the current students were like doing their little performance. So we all went so she could see what it would be like. And then I met the dance coach and, got her email. And so go to the high school that your child will be going to. I guess it's basketball and baseball season now, but go to a game and see, who's there, the students, the parents, the coaches, and just kind of be in that environment so that it's not like come August, it's like, boom, go to this big old building and there you go.
Yeah, that's a great idea. It's truly a great idea. I like that. I do know like the kids are doing like some, I guess it's called Major Clarity, which helps them to find out what their possible career is. But I like that because I do know with registration now in high school, they're allowing kids to double up on classes, core classes, which means they can take so many, like junior, senior year, they can be totally remote taking college classes. So I love that because it helps you help them map it out. So I absolutely love that idea.
Yeah, I definitely recommend doing that. And then, like I said, going to some, and even going to a play at the school or, something they're having just to be there. And then, emailing the anybody from the school, like the counselor or whoever is like in charge of that stuff. So, is there anything I'm missing, anything I need to know? But most schools have like info sessions and transition periods and stuff. And then the other thing, I'm really big about joining the PTA or the PTO. Definitely as a Black mother, because like typically in most states that I've seen and parents I've talked to, it's like not really accessible for everybody. And so being able to see how can you be involved in that, because that's really where some decisions are made and where like all the dates are decided. And so you'll know to be proactive, to put on your family calendar because you were at the PTA meeting and this is coming up in a few months or a few weeks. And then sharing that with other parents who may not, be able to come to all these meetings or may not have the same connections and access as you, but sharing that as well and building those connections with other students before your child even gets to high school.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I'm definitely going to, because we have, spring break coming up. So that's definitely something that we can do during spring break. As far as the career wise, I know one of my girls, because it's both of them are girls. One is wanting to be like the nurse when babies are born. She is adamant about that. My other baby, she's kind of back and forth. So I definitely think that's a great idea.
And anybody whose child wants to be a nurse, let them see something like some blood and see how they act.
I agree, because I was in high school, said I want to be a nurse all this time. And then when I took one of those nursing classes, I said no.
Yeah.
But I just, I was like, oh, and that was something that a lot of the ladies in my graduating class was just like, "Oh, be a nurse. I'll be a nurse."
Yeah.
I was like, "Be a nurse." And then when I
Yeah.
took that class, I was like, "Get me out of here."
Yes, yes. A lot of people don't realize it until much later, for
Yeah.
sure. With that, and even with a lot of careers, oh, I want to do this. Like, you need to go ahead and visit. Go right on down there and see, and you may love it or you may change your mind. And even with that, I'll say, I had one of my children during this COVID situation had MISC. It's like a rare after effect of COVID, multi-inflammatory system COVID. And she spent a lot of time in ICU. And so I learned as a 30-something-year-old about all of these different doctors. And so you're like, oh, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. And I'm like, okay, do you want to be a rheumatologist or do you want to be a cardiologist? Or do you want to be a physical therapist? She has a nephrologist. Do you want to be a nephrologist? Because we don't have any Black nephrologists, females. All of these. I'm like, oh, so you say you want to be a doctor, but like, what does that mean? So that's another part of being proactive is figuring out. They say they want to be this. Like, what does that really mean? And even with a lawyer, okay, well, an immigration lawyer or a family lawyer or a business lawyer. They are totally different things. So just even starting, even with your younger children, I know I talk about teenagers, but even with your little ones, my 5-year-old wants to be a gamer. Now you talking about some things that have changed. I'm like, a gamer, and I looked it up, said, I should have been a gamer this money, and this is like what? So thinking about, what is it they want to be, and then how does that translate into something like, specific.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Thank you, Coach Brittany. I love, let me say, Coach Brittany, the teen choice coach. I love it. I love it. I like how you have that too. That's why I keep saying it. But I love the information that you share. It definitely helped somebody. It definitely helped me. You gave me something to, be like, let me try this. And I appreciate that. Just because it's going to cause them to something to spark into them.
Yes.
So that is the biggest thing. Because we definitely want our kids to know that there's more out there for them in a way. So I appreciate it, but I just want you to be able to share. Like you came up here, Coach, and you shared. You are here for the teens. You are here for the family. You do different type of programs for the people, for the persons, for the teens. And so I just want you to share that out. I'm going to try to share your information as you do so.
Okay. And I feel like, and this is a little bit longer podcast than some that I've done before. And I still feel like I'm leaving something out. And I know people will look at this afterwards.
Talk to us because we don't.
What I'm gonna say is, like as the comments come, I'll be sure to respond. But also, follow me on social media, reach out. And what I always say, like on my live videos and things, like if I don't know how to help you personally, I probably know somebody who can. Like I definitely, am all about figuring out who does what about teenagers, no matter what it's about. And some things are not in my expertise, in my wheelhouse, to handle or to do or to know. But definitely feel free to reach out. And so when you talk about, Coach Jay, first of all, that teen choice coach piece, that's intentional. It's all about choices. Like I believe in giving children choices, and they are small because you don't just do whatever you want to do. But I will add that part in there. Thinking about even for my 5-year-old, every day I'm like, okay, well, do you want to wear these shoes or these shoes? Now I'm already good with either one of them, so it really don't matter. But that as you think about even how you talk about transitioning into adulthood, it's like giving them that choice to think about that, but also as a parent, like making those choices that are right for your family. So we just talked about how the kids we have are all different. So even what I'm saying about mine may not be the best choice for yours, but that is kind of what I do is help families work together. Like, what is your value? What is your mission? Who else is involved, whether it's an ex-husband or a grandma or, like, what does that look like for your family? And then choose the path that you want and then stick to it. And so I want you to think about, that teen choice coach, like that is intentional. Like you want to make the choice that is the best one for your family and your child, and then run with that plan for success, whatever that looks like for your family. And the other thing that I would add is, I know we kind of said a little bit, is like that grace part, but giving yourself grace and giving your kids grace for things that happen, because I believe that we're all learning. And so, I mean, I have this one book, but that's in 2020. So it's time for another one. Like things are constantly changing, and we're constantly learning. And so I want you to, you know, tell that to yourself. I have so many parents who reach out who are like, oh, like I feel like such bad parents. And I'm like, no, you're doing great. Like you're already doing all these things. Like you're doing great. And so I want you to, you know, have that hope and that confidence. That's what it is. Finding the confidence to parent your teen. You're already doing a great job. I already know that. And there's just little things you can do to make it better. And the last thing I would probably add is make the most of that time with your teenager, especially. And so I guess it's been about a year ago now, I started a movement called the 260 movement. And so I'll explain real quick what that means. And everybody, you know, hashtag 260 movement or whatever on social media. But I thought about most families here in America, at least, you know, the children go to school Monday through Friday for a long time. For some parents, it may not seem long enough, but that's a long time that they're away. And most parents are working, whether working from home now or outside the home, Monday through Friday, you know, for a lot of hours. And so Sundays, about 50% of Americans go to church or some type of religious place on Sundays. And they stay a long time, stay there a long time as well. And then after that, you know, watching football or, you know, meal prepping, getting ready for, you know, the week, that Monday through Friday. And so you pretty much have Saturday like as the one day to spend with your family or your child or yourself. And so from the time your child is 13 until they're 18, you have 260 Saturdays. And my movement is thinking about how are you choosing to spend those 260 Saturdays? Now, sometimes it needs to be on you. Like we said, it starts in your mind. Are you calm or are you stressed? What are you doing for yourself on Saturday? But also, what are you doing with your child so that they have these memories and they have this knowledge and all these things from you before they turn 18, before they go off. And so just understanding like this is not a lot of time. And so I know, you know, we're busy. I know we may be like, oh, I don't want to talk about this now, or I'm scared to do this, or oh, well, we'll work on this later. You know, later is very soon. And so you don't want to put off that time with your children. And, you know, that's how much time you have. But I also like to remind parents that it's not always about that quantity of time. Like, okay, well, if your child is 17, you got way less Saturdays, right? But what does that quality time look like? What are you doing to make the most of that, to make those memories and to instill whatever values it is that you want to instill in your child before they're no longer a teenager? And so I want to, you know, encourage parents to pay attention to your child, spend time with them as much as you can. People say it flies by and all these things, and it does. And so you know, join the movement, join the 260 movement. You can get the book, you can reach out to me on social media, all of that. And if it's something more specific, like it is, if it's about the sex or the drugs and certain things, like I'm able to help with that, but I have people I refer to. If there's some deeper issues, I'm not a therapist or counselor, but I have some that I refer to. And so whatever it is, please find somebody to be in your village. I know that's the old school part, like the village, but I believe that it's important. I believe now that we need a village, all the people, you know,
always
to help you. And I'm happy to help. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach Britney. I appreciate you for joining us tonight. You have gave us some insight. You have gave us some takeaways, and I appreciate that. You definitely going to put it to action.
Action, yes, Coach J. So when I used to close out, and I keep saying these live, but y'all got my Instagram, Facebook. I ain't being live because it's like I'm not in the new year yet. I'm starting New Year's on April the 1st. But anyways, you can look at the old videos, and that's what I say. Like knowledge is powerful, but choosing to take action is life changing. Like I know a lot of stuff. And I know you already know how to be a good parent, but are you going to take action and do these things? Even if you're tired, are you going to take action? So, yes.
That's what it's about. Putting it to action, getting out of your mind and putting it to action and seeing the results. I love it. I thank you so very much for being on thank you. You guys drop in the comments. Show her some love in the comments. Thank you, Coach Britney. I appreciate you. And definitely when the new book comes out.
Yes.
Come back so you can talk about it and let us know all the goods so we can purchase. Okay, you guys grab that book. and reach out to her if you are, concerned about some things as far as your team, and you just want to say how do I maneuver, which direction is best did you suggest so that a positive outcome comes from the
Mhm.
situation. Please do not hesitate. We drop Coach Brittany's Instagram in the comments. Her website is in the comments, so please go and check her out and purchase that book. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Jay, for having me.
No problem. Anytime. I will chat with you soon. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Uh,
Thank you, Coach Brittany. I love the fact that she was on tonight sharing some info because you know what? We never can stop learning. We never can stop learning, getting knowledge about what it is we need to do as parents and for our children because times definitely change. And so it's always about the pivot. It's always about the pivot and adjusting. And I so appreciate her for joining us. So I have some absolutely exciting news I wanted to share with you guys. So stay with me, okay? Stay with me. I have some news. I've been holding on to this news. And I've been working behind the scenes, and I don't know if you've been following me. I was just like, listen, I got some stuff that I want to share, but I can't drop it just yet. And I always wanted to be something amazing. Presentation is I'm all about it all the time. So the first amazing thing I want to share with you is your girl has created an adult coloring book. And I'm all about the affirmations. So in this coloring book for our grown women, right? It's some amazing affirmations in it for you to be able to share. I have a copy here. Listen to me. Let me show you this copy here. I have a copy here that I had gotten in the mail today of my own book, and I'm absolutely excited about it. I cannot say enough how excited. I'm telling you, cut it out. I'm excited about this book. I'm excited. So, in our book, look at that. Look at our affirmations. So much that you can color inside each book. This book is like the size of a notebook. It's huge. We have over 45 affirmations in it. I absolutely love it. I did affirmations on different topics. So when you feeling like, oh, what was me? I need to take out time. Oh yeah, let me pull it up here. Get your coloring book. Okay. I absolutely love it. I love it and I'm excited about it. Where can you get this book, you ask? No problem. Let me tell you. You can go to the website. My website, let me drop the website here. You can go to the website and get the book. You can go there, and then it will definitely be live on Amazon in a couple of days. But you can go to the website and get the book. Click on the link and get that book. I'm excited. I cannot say how excited. Somebody said, ooh, nice. I can't wait to get mine. Listen, I got you. Someone says, I need mine now. Thank you. I promise. Get this book. It's so good. So good. So good. I'm excited about it. Okay, let me move on because that ain't on. March, I said it was going to be like I'm gonna go hard first couple months and then I'm gonna take a break. Well, it looks like what is blue? It actually is blue. Yeah. Is that? Yeah, it's blue. So get yours. Don't worry about it. So I actually am kind of going hard for the month of March, and I ain't mad at it because after July, after the soiree, I'm definitely going to take a small um, breather in going into the fourth quarter of this year. But let me share the next topic. I'm so excited. Listen to me. I will be well, it's already on the website. You can pre-order. I'm doing subscription boxes. So you know I am your coach. I'm Coach Jay, but I always love putting things in your hands, right? I always like putting products in your hand that's going to help you get to the place that you need to be. And then we have that conversation because I'm still here for you. Don't do that. But Triple R subscription boxes are amazing. You want to get this subscription box. Triple R, what does that represent? Relax, relate, release. Y'all know if y'all watch Different World, y'all heard Whitley. Whitley don't go get me. Anyways, but relax, relate, release. I promise you, it is some pure treasures going to be in this subscription box. It is on the website right now in honor of my birthday. The price is on sale. So the subscription boxes will be quarterly boxes that you will be able to get. But right now until March 20th, my birthday is March 21st, you will be able to get the subscription box for only $100. Okay? Free shipping. Its value is at $125. It's going to only be $100 up until March 20th, and the shipping is free. When I say get your Triple R, get your Triple R, I'm so excited about it. I've been holding on tight to this news right here for a minute. Y'all better know. Whew, I'm so glad I'm releasing. Can y'all tell I'm glad to release this information tonight? Because I am. Because I absolutely am. Where do you go to get the Triple R? You go to the website. Click on that link in the comments, hit that merch, and you will be able to see all subscription boxes purchased this month will be shipped out at the end of the month. So I'm excited. Get your subscription box. I promise you. If you've been rocking with me, and even if you're new to rocking with me, I am that person, that coach who will put her all into it because I want you to feel a calm mind. I want you to feel renewed. I want you to feel happy. I want you to be confident. I want you to walk 10 toes knowing that you are who you are and don't have to be anybody else, okay? Get your subscription box. Someone said, what are y'all saying? Thank you for your amazing self. Help us believe in ourselves again. Oh, you better. That's so sweet. I'm here for you. I promise. Thank you. All right. I got more news, but what y'all need to do, get your coloring book from the website. Get your subscription box, but there's more news. I didn't realize that I was going this hard behind the scenes because I'm definitely dropping some info on you guys tonight. Okay, I just hope you're ready. I hope you guys are ready. So here we go. Entrepreneurship Mindset Workshop is going down in a town near me, and they are having a 3-day course. You must attend all 3 days. It's designed to empower learners by exposing them to entrepreneur thinking while immersing them in entrepreneur experiences that would enable them to develop creativity and critical thinking, effective problem solving, communication, teamwork, and other entrepreneurial skills that would enable them to succeed regardless of their chosen path. Now, you see your girl. So what's happening is I am closing out this workshop. They reached out to me and it was like, we just need them to be empowered. We need them to know that they are capable to do anything that they want within their business. So Thursday, March the 16th at 7 p.m., your girl will be closing out that workshop. But if you want to be part of it, right? This is a free workshop to the public. Yeah, this is free to the public. You know, they do what they need to do by me, but it's free to y'all. So go ahead, tap in, get signed up for this workshop. You want to be part of it, okay? I have one other announcement that I didn't add to my slide, but March 13th, I have a few more announcements. March the 13th, I am doing a webinar. It is free. You go to the website to sign up, awomansexperience.com. It is called How You Gon' Act. Yeah, I know. And I spelled it all weird and stuff because it's just going to be that. When I did the webinar that was for... You do you, and do not apologize for it, and don't apologize for it. Whenever I did that webinar, and if you didn't join, you can go over to YouTube. If you have not seen that webinar, action was strong. It was big. And so I came up with an acronym for that. And then now here we are. I'm going to do a webinar for you guys because I need you to get out of your mind and put it to action. So we're going to do a webinar for that. That is going to be March 13th, 7 p.m. Sign up from the website. Go to We Events for that. Okay. Yeah. I'm still... Oh, look at this. Sign up. Yup. Sign up. That means you signed up, right? I know you signed up. So our next girl talk, me and my girl, we're going to have our girl talk, and I am celebrating my birthday on March the 20th. So you want to make sure that you are present for this webinar. It's going to be fire. That is going, you know what? I think what I'm going to do a drawing. I'm going to do a drawing that day. So everybody who taps in that day, I may give away a self-care triple R box. So you want to make sure you are on that. Thank you. Make sure you are present for the girl talk is going down. Your girls celebrating her birthday. That's on the 21st, but we're going to celebrate on the 20th, okay? So make sure you are present for that. Also, we have another business chat with Coach Harmony. She is going to be present, showing up. And so I'm excited about that. Now, make sure you guys are present for these podcasts. Now, here's the news that you've been needing to hear. Here's the news that you've been waiting to hear. Here's the news that I've been trying to, say, I ain't going to really go in on them right now. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. But, July 22nd. Y'all know what it is. We have been having our We Society brunch for the last 2 years. Now it is time for our annual event, but the name has changed slightly. It's going to be the We Society Soiree, only because it's going to be at 3 to 7 this time versus our brunch time. So it's a different vibe. I'm calling all ladies. Yeah. My fierce, amazing ladies, my ladies who've been rocking with me, my ladies who is new to the society. And listen, this is the event you want to be to. Why do we do this annually? Because we celebrate ourselves on this day. Every woman walking into the room definitely is going to be in celebration mode. She's going to celebrate how the fact that she has some accomplishments that no one knows about. She's celebrating herself and we celebrating with her. Yes, we ain't got to know, but we celebrating. And you're going to come ready to just celebrate you. Celebrate who you are. Celebrate the fact that you ain't popped off on nobody this year. Celebrate the fact that you ain't, your bills is paid. Celebrate the fact that you're successful. Celebrate the fact that you have your right mind. You ain't lost your mind. Celebrate the fact that you are who you are and you walk in that thing every single day unapologetically at the soiree. That is what we're doing. Yep. That is what we're doing. Tickets are on sale. Listen, I waited till March the 1st to drop the ticket. So your virtual admission, if you cannot get here and get on a flight, okay, yeah, all right, get the virtual tickets, sis. We still gonna celebrate together. Get that virtual ticket. But general admission is $60. VIP seating is 75. Sponsor level. So what I do is I do a digital booklet every year. This year I plan to do an actual hard copy of the digital booklet. So a hard copy of the sponsorship book. So if you are a person who don't want to be a vendor, you have a business, but you want to promote yourself in front of these ladies. Now, we had well over 100 and some ladies last year. We gonna add to that this year. So if you are a business owner, you want to get yourself in front of new women, right? You can do the sponsorship levels. It's either 50, 75, or 100. You choose. And vendors, let me tell you, my vendors was happy last year because I made sure I told my ladies when they came, come prepared to shop, come prepared to celebrate and be great. My vendors walked out, they was very happy, okay? So make sure you lock in that vendor spot. We are going to be in Fayetteville, North Carolina this year. Yeah, we in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It is going down. We're going to have food. We're going to have photographer. We're going to have a DJ. And it's going to be amazing. The theme this year, we was really colorful last year. But the theme this year is going to be leopard print. The colors is going to be like leopard print, gold and black. That's how we rocking. Y'all came beautiful. Everybody understood the assignment last year. And so please make sure that you get your tickets. I'm excited. We are going to be in Fayetteville. There's going to be rooms for you. So make sure you show up, get your tickets. Of course, again, go to the website, awomensexperience.com, and get your tickets. Yeah. We're going to do leopard print this year. Leopard print is going to be a whole vibe. I promise you. And yes, ma'am, we are walking heavy. I'm excited. I can't say enough how excited I am. You guys are going to have so much fun. It's going to be amazing. You need to get your tickets. All right? Get your tickets. They are on sale. And the price is the price. And I'm going to share with you guys the location we're going to be at. Woo! That's all I got. Also, we're going to have an amazing panel. It's going to be amazing. We're going to meet new people. I love it. I'm excited. So that is the announcements I have for you. Thank you for staying on and listening to all the announcements I had to share. Get your book. Get your coloring book. Your girl just dropped. Make sure you get your Triple R subscription book. It is fire. All right. And then make sure you tap in with your girl. Make sure you tap in with me when it comes to the webinar, the workshop that is being hosted. Also, I'm going to be in an event in July the 1st as well at a Love Yourself Gala. So you want to make sure you tap in there. I'm going to be the special speaker there at that event as well. Listen, I'm going to be in Fayetteville again. Fayetteville showing up. Hello, Fayetteville. I'm coming. Fayetteville, I'm coming. And I'm coming real strong. Give it to us. Let us see. I'm going to let y'all see. I'm definitely going to let you see. I'll probably post it on a different line, but you guys are definitely going to see the location. It is immaculate. Woo! Very nice. And y'all know I come, I come hard, come strong whenever we do these events. And so I'm excited about it. Get your tickets for the soiree. Get your subscription box. Get your coloring book. Get all the things because why it's gonna you're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel really good with these products that I produce. Okay, I went in with these products, so I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining on this amazing, amazing Wednesday night, March the 1st. March the 1st, which is Women's History Month. So show up. Show up for yourself. Show up for your girl. That is my birthday present to me. You guys getting your subscription box. I am loving on you. You love back on me. Show me love for my birthday. I would appreciate that. Get your subscription box. I am so excited. When I say I'm excited for this month, I guess I did go in for the month of my birthday. Maybe that's what I did because I didn't realize I had all that popping off for you guys. But I love it. I'm excited. This is what I do. This is what I'm purpose for. And I get to love on you all in such a special way. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for joining our podcast tonight. I will see you back here on the 13th. On the 13th. Sign up for the webinar. Have an amazing night until we meet again. Know that I absolutely, absolutely love you. Know that I'm so proud of you and I'm absolutely rooting for you. Have an amazing evening.